Hello, hello, hello. Happy full moon. Hi. Happy full moon in Pisces. Oh, let me go get my book real quick. Give me just a second, guys. All right, I've got my notebook full of downloads and messages that I've gathered over the last week or so. Mainly, a lot of them came in today, but I always kind of pull from some of my readings as well, and just some of the collective energy that I feel throughout the month. So I've got that here. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday evening. I hope that you got out of the lion's gate feeling courageous, feeling empowered with that lion's roar energy, and are really feeling all of the bliss waves of that transformation. And if not, you're still activating a lot of that, I'm sure, and that's okay too. So I'm just hoping that you're navigating it well and you're feeling good. I know that I've had some up and downs as well, so it's totally normal, and we are in this together. We are here to help raise each other up, so that's what we will do continuously as we keep connecting. So I'm so excited to do this reading. I'm super excited to be back with you guys, sharing and spreading this kind of energy and light all over the world. So thank you to everybody that are from all sorts of places out there, different countries, different states and everything. I am sending you all my love all over the place. So I want to do things a little bit differently just in the beginning this time around. And I want us to just get into our receptive mode for the messages that we receive. This is something that I do in all of the personal readings that I offer, but I want to also do that in our live readings. So let's go ahead together, take a nice deep inhale. Exhale to relax. Let's do another one. Inhale. Exhale to relax. Next inhale, biggest one yet, opening up to all of the messages of this Pisces full moon. And a big exhale to relax. Okay, wonderful. So hopefully you feel like you're in a new vibe, you feel centered, you feel ready to go. I'm so excited to get started, so I'm going to get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the moon in Pisces. It's a full moon in Pisces. Today is August 26, 2018. And the full moon in Pisces, I broke it down a little bit differently this month. I've got a love section, a work section, a family section, and a spiritual path section. So this is kind of how I break up my personal readings, and that's kind of what the guides wanted me to do for this reading, is to really give a nice, full, encompassing picture of the energy for our lives right now under this full moon. All right, so for love, in respects to love with the Pisces full moon, right now a lot of us are feeling a real reevaluation of our love life. We're feeling a need to kind of evaluate and look at our relationships and our love life with a kind of strong magnifying glass. I couldn't think of the word. And really seeing all aspects of our love life, really noticing any patterns within us that we are having that we might want to clear or haven't cleared yet, and also making sure that we are holding our partners accountable for being what we need and making sure that we're making the right judgments in that. So there's a lot of that reevaluating, and this also ties in with the Mercury retrograde just ending last week, because we have just come out of new communication challenges and also transformations in our communication from that Mercury retrograde. So we're really actually needing to express the wisdoms that we have acquired from that Mercury retrograde and start to really embody it in our relationships and in our love life. So that's kind of where we're at. We're evaluating ourselves. We're making sure that we are on our path and we are in our truth from those new awarenesses that we just received. We're also using logic and emotional intelligence to ensure that we're truly happy where we're at in our relationships and in our love life. We have a heightened sexual expression with this as well. So this is something that's kind of prone to that watery energy also. So we're having this emotional this emotional intelligence, knowing how we feel in our relationships, knowing how we're feeling emotionally when we're interacting with the people we love, and also feeling into what the vibration of our sexual energy with that person is, and how it's all coming together, making a full satisfaction from our love life. And if it's not fully satisfying, we're actually looking at that and trying to figure out, okay, where is it not working? What is not flowing, right? Because we're in that watery energy, so we're looking at flow. And if there's something stopping the flow or kind of damming up that flow, we are noticing it right now. And it is our job under this Pisces full moon to release any blockages of flow and to really get into that flowing space of intuition and of light and love that we really crave from our love life. All right, so we're also having the Mars is going direct this week. So we're also going to be very prone to action once we figure out what's out of flow, what's not in sync with us, what's not serving us. We are instantly inspired to act in the next couple of days on those things. So that may mean distancing yourself from your partner, or it may be just starting to implement new strategies to start a new flow or to regenerate the flow that you had before. So it doesn't have to be as intense as a breakup, but it is something that needs to be acted on because you're going to want to have that flow of energy consistent in your love life. So honor that. Honor the times where you're feeling and noticing things out of whack, and maybe not give up on it, because we don't want to be quitters. We don't want to just abandon the things that we know feel good most of the time, but really making sure that we're implementing change in the places that need that, so that we don't feel like we're taking from our own satisfaction or our own well-being in our love life. Okay, so we're also releasing a lot with our sexual energy as far as love goes, just to touch on that. So any kind of increased sexual energy, sensuality that we're having, we are really potent in that because we just got out of the Lion's Gate. So we have this sense of confidence, of joy, of courage, of bold expression. And so a lot of that can translate into sexual energy. And with that sexual energy realized, we are releasing a lot of tension or blockages within our own self of loving ourselves, of being our own sensual beings, and really connecting with that aspect of ourselves. So use that to your advantage and allow yourself to express yourself sexually in the places that feel safe and in the ways that feel safe to you, and honor that part of you, because it's super important for your development and your continuation and the activation from the Lion's Gate portal as well. All right, so for working under the Pisces full moon, so things that you've planned months and even years ago are finally starting to be presented. You're starting to see the materialization and the molding of things and goals that you've planted and seeds you've planted a year ago or even longer. Oh, sorry, my dog is moving my stuff. Gio, go on. And so you're really getting into a lot of that. Sorry, he's like tripping over this. So you're getting into a lot of showing the harvest of your labors. So really feeling into all of the plants that all of the seeds you've planted, and really starting to see the materialization of them. And even if they're not coming into full fruition right now, you're starting to see how they're going to be molded into what you desire. A lot of that also comes with those activations for the Lion's Gate, because we activated a lot of that confidence energy, the fiery energy as well, to activate and push forward that action. And with Mars going direct this next week, we're gonna feel a lot of that movement really building. Okay, so a big part of that too, and something that's important, is allowing yourself to let go of all of the expectations that you have for what this harvest is going to look like, the goals that you've really put yourself in and started to manifest towards previously. A lot of that comes with expectations that we've created from our mind, things that we really decide, oh, we want it at this amount of time, in this specific way, we want this exact promotion, we want this exact money increase, we want this exact opportunity. And when we do that, when we're trying to manifest for so long, we start to really control the manifestation instead of letting go and letting the universe start to create something even more great and even more unfathomable than we could imagine as far as potential goes. So now that we're seeing a lot of that manifestation and those goals start to come into fruition, it's time for us to start to let go of the expectations that we've placed on the manifestation of those things, and really just start to open up to all of the possibilities that that manifestation can bring us. And then we are going to see just unsurmountable expansion of potential there. So really enjoy letting go of control now that you're seeing things happen, and just see how they land, because you've already planted the seeds. The universe already knows your heart and knows what you've been really having goals towards, and now it's starting to happen. So now you can just release that control and start to surrender to the manifestation itself and enjoying that abundance and that realization. That's going to also propel your success, and also letting go of that unused or unfinished business. So old ideas that aren't really moving, that don't have much momentum, or unfinished business, that things that you started that you just can't seem to finish, or that you don't necessarily feel the energy momentum behind anymore. Let those things go and focus on the things that are showing you that momentum, that are giving you that kind of exhilarating feeling of joy and of abundance and of excitement. And all the other stuff, let them go. Release those to the moon, because we are then opening up more space for the things that are really divine and really in divine timing and really a part of the plan to actually grow and expand. So let go any unused or unfinished ideas and start opening up to all the new stuff that you're really starting to feel and see manifest. All right, abundance also in regards to work is at an all-time high with that. So we have a lot of opportunity available to us, and we have a lot of abundance coming our way. We might be seeing this abundance just on the other side of the next couple of days, and we might be feeling like it's moving a little bit slower than we'd like because we see it so closely to happening. So really just let yourself also become more patient in that. Feel into the flow of the water in the Pisces energy and start to open up and flow with the way it's all unfolding. Don't try to force it or stop it or guide it. Just let it be, because this is one of those full moons that is so important to just stay and flow and be with energetically, instead of trying to race against the current or make the current go certain ways. So really just surrender to being and seeing it all unfold naturally, and that's where most of that success and prosperity will lie. Okay, so for family, in regards to family under this full moon, right now we have a lot of old wounds healing with new emotional courage and honesty that we got activated from the Lion's Gate. So if there are things that are happening in your family dynamic that you've always known weren't really correct or didn't really serve your family, that are starting to get broken up and reevaluated and configured into new dynamics, let that be. Enjoy that process and release all of the old wounds that comes with how the dynamic was functioning before, because we're really changing things up and shaking things up in our family life. And a lot of our older family members are probably feeling a lot of resistance to this. They don't understand it. They don't want to move with the current. They want to stay where they're at, but they're simply not able to. There's just too much energy that is pushing them, informing them, and kind of encouraging them to change. And so knowing that the universe and the stars and the planets are aligned in your favor to help break apart those dynamics that aren't working, be the voice, be the person that is aware of those things, and just simply love everyone through it. It's really important to maintain unconditional love during this time, because we are going to see a lot of people show resistance to change, or especially in family environments where things have been going the ways of other people's satisfaction for so long, and then we want to change things up. They're like, what's going on? This has been working for me forever. Why are you trying to change what's working for me? But if it's not working for the whole collective of the family, then it has to go. And the universe and the moon is helping release those things, and also releasing the healing, the emotional healing necessary to do that. So we're releasing a lot of those suppressed emotions, oppressed feelings, and a lot of times we're expressing those with our communication, especially with that new realized lion's roar from the lion's gate. We feel supercharged in our throat chakra and really not tolerant of those kind of changes or those resistances to the changes that we know are on the way. So just let yourself be the voice for those changes if that feels like it's your purpose. And if not, just help your family and yourself simply release old wounds in regards to the things of the past and open up to the changes and the new transformation and the new dynamics that are being received now. Okay, let's make sure I didn't miss anything on that. Also, so being true to yourself on what you do not tolerate and setting new and solid boundaries are also going to probably cause some emotional roller coasters. Just stay persistent in trusting your intuition on this and laying new foundations for your relationships. So kind of what I just said, but a little bit more specific on making sure you're setting boundaries, not letting certain family members or certain family circumstances affect your aura or influence your energy, and really making sure you're setting the boundaries necessary to keep them at bay so that they don't affect your aura, because you are a person that is fully aware, and a lot of times we have family members that aren't. So if they're intruding on our aura when we're fully aware and we're not able to protect ourselves and our energy, we end up succumbing and surrendering to those old dynamics again because of their influence. So really standing your ground, staying in your center, and not letting any of those energies penetrate and affect your inner peace. Okay, spiritual balance. I'm going to talk about this under the full moon, and then we'll get into our signs, our breakdowns of our zodiacs. So for spiritual activation under the Pisces full moon, balance is finally returning to our aura. We just had a really intense portal through the Lionsgate portal. We also had all of those eclipses over the summer, 3 eclipses. And so we've had a ton of energy transference, a ton of energy downloads, and we've been absorbing all of this cosmic energy, angelic energy, all of these light upgrades, and we haven't really been able to ground as much as we usually would in those kind of times because it's been such a long period of cosmic and energetic transformation. So I kind of talked about this when the Lionsgate portal actually closed last week, about how we kind of all felt like we were we were in an elevator and we were like in that non-gravity space, like floating, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're like grounded and we're back on Earth, and we're like, oh my gosh, it feels so weird to be all the way back on Earth, feeling everything intensely, like all of our human emotions, all of our human thoughts, all of our intense circumstances where we got hit with them again after being in kind of the cosmos and in a trance for so long. So it was a little bit hard for people to readapt, and a lot of sleep was necessary and rebooting and kind of configuring of our energy. But now we are finding balance. We're finally adapting to those new energy upgrades, and anything that we feel like we might be supercharged with, that feels like we are, just really, really charged up with this energy. Maybe our throat chakra is intensely activated, or maybe our solar plexus just feels supercharged, or our heart chakra feels like it's bursting out of us. All of those energies will start to balance so that we can feel a lot less kind of all over the place and more graceful and empowered in our new energy. So just allow that to be. The full moon is releasing anything that's excessive, any excessive energy that's kind of crowding our judgment or kind of knocking us off our balance, and it's getting rid of that, and then it's also kind of balancing out the chakras that need it. So just be patient with that and let yourself open up to that balancing. A lot of new gifts and new activations from spirit are being revealed as well. So your intuition is really heightened right now. You may be having intense dreams, intense visions, clairaudience, clairsentience, intense empathic ability, psychic abilities. All of these things are from those light upgrades and from those eclipses, and they're a result of you doing the work necessary to clear out old patterns, old things that don't serve you, and now you've opened up to all of your gifts, and you've started to download and activate your intuitive gifts because you finally have the space for that much energy. So continue that work, continue releasing things that are old and heavy and dragging you down, and then continue opening up to those new activations, because you're only going to be more and more activated as these stars continue to align in that way over the rest of the year. Play with your new light, rest when needed. It's super important to be drinking a ton of water, to be moving your body, moving the energy in your body, exercising, stretching and breathing into your muscles during these times. So important, so that your energy, the new energy you've acquired, is moving throughout your being, throughout your body, and really integrating your spirit into your body. If we're not moving our body and letting that energy and all those light upgrades move around and fill our entire being, then we're going to have pockets of energy, and it's going to feel very unbalanced, and we're not going to be able to access or feel the fluidity of those gifts like we would want to help really navigate them and use them to their fullest potential. And the Pisces moon, with that watery energy and that intuitive energy and the being influenced by all things in our environment, like the Pisces is, really helps us adapt in that way. So embrace that energy and let it flow through you fully. All right, so real quick, a numerology summary. We've got 8/26/2018. 2018 is an 11 year, meaning that we are in divine balance and unity. 8/8, with 8 being from the 26th and then 8 from August. That is a lot of divine transference and abundance, a lot of divine transformation, change for abundance and positive energy. And then we also have a 9 there, with the 2 in this, we also have a 9 for divine completion as well, with in regards to that. So a lot of those energies are doubling down on completions that are divinely conspired, and then also validating what does not serve and letting them go, so that we can become more in union with ourselves and feeling completely one again, and also in connection with the universe and our mass consciousness collective. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the signs, guys. I hope that's all making sense and you're feeling good so far. I'm going to get into the zodiac signs now and talk about how each of the signs are being affected by this Pisces full moon. So let's get into that. All right, so for my fire signs, I'm going to start with you guys first. I have my Aries, my Sagittariuses, and my Leos. Right now, you are returning to balance, to fire with water. So you're returning to a less intense fiery energy, with this water energy kind of leveling you out a bit. It's soothing your communication, and it's soothing the intensity from the Lion's Gate that you experienced as well. So you're finding more elegant and graceful energy that can assist you in making new experiences easier, and emotional emotional transmuting way smoother. You're also finding loyalty and abundance where you didn't see it before. So you have kind of come onto this other side of the veil here when it comes from that Lion's Gate portal, and now you're realizing that there is so many more abundances and so many more loyalties from people and from circumstances that you were never aware of before, and now are finally finding that. And that's such a beautiful thing, because it's giving you that validation that there are a lot of circumstances supporting you, and that there's a ton of people that have your best interest at heart. And so by opening up to that and feeling graceful in that energy and feeling completely elegant in that transformation will only continue amplifying more of that soothing energy to the intense fire that you just felt from the Lion's Gate. A great mantra for the full moon for you fire signs is, I release imbalances. I release any imbalances. And when you say that out loud under the full moon, you're releasing anything that feels or is making your energy feel off, or is making you feel too heavy in certain parts of your energy or in your chakras. And it's really allowing the moon to take over, and your guides to take over, and helping balance and bring you into a right stasis for the continuing development that you have. So I release imbalances for you fire signs will help you feel even more in in tune with your path under this Pisces full moon. Okay, so for my water signs, I have my Pisces, my Cancers, and my Scorpios. All right, water signs, I want to talk to you about what you're feeling now. So right now you've got emotions that are feeling fluid, and expression is easy of them. Right now, because we are in a moon, or we are in a water sign moon with the Pisces, a lot of times we often feel a little bit overly emotional. Those water signs can feel that way during a full moon. You might be feeling that way if you are a water sign, but for the most part, this full moon is actually not so watery as far as emotionally draining or heavy. It's more of giving you a fluidity, an ease, a smoothness in your flow and in your communication. And you're also having a heightened intuition here where you follow your joy and you let go of emotional distresses. So really releasing any emotional distress with this full moon is helping you stay in your peace, stay in your center, and completely feel fluid with your intuitive ability. Balance in your reactions and interactions with others is giving you wisdom from observance and keeping you from challenges you have been prone to before. So a lot of times in the water energies, sometimes we're reacting a little bit too quickly, or we're reacting very intensely emotionally to certain circumstances without actually observing before we do that. And a lot of times that can cause just some miscommunications, or just some misfluidity, some things flowing in ways that we didn't plan or didn't want or didn't intend for. But with this full moon, you're finding balance in your reactions, and you're not so quick to react emotionally, but instead you're reacting with observance. You're taking some time to see the full picture, see how things are affecting you, and then move forward. Especially with this Mars going direct this next week, we're going to start feeling that inspiration to act in a very careful way and in a very observant way to help propel more prosperity in our path. So really be abundant and feel the abundance of that, and use that to help you heal and transform in your confidence found from your new awareness. A big mantra for the water signs to help under this full moon is I release distress. So water signs, I release distress. And that helps you release any of those emotional tensions that are not needed or not serving you, and starting to feel into the natural fluidity of your intuition and the ease and peace within that is being generated by this full moon. So I release distress for those water signs. Okay, so for my air signs, let's get into that. We have our Geminis, our Aquariuses, and our Libras. And for you guys, accomplishments are coming easy during this time. Opportunities are arising that seem divine and even more synchronistic than usual. Be sure you're seeing the beauty in all things, because as air signs, we kind of seem to be so like in like the clouds that we don't see all of the beauty and all of the structures and foundations and earth elements that are really supporting us. And sometimes when we're feeling like kind of spacey, we feel like we're not supported. We don't feel like we can touch the ground. We don't feel like we have things here on this physical plane that are supporting us. So we are always looking for validation, like, structured, structures that are here to support us, or circumstances that are here to support us, or money, or things like that, versus the opportunities or the space or the time available to do certain things, or the creative energy, more of those abstract things that are like us, that are airy. So be in observance of all of those airy, abstract essences that you're really abundant in, and don't focus too much on not seeing, maybe things on paper that are showing you that you're supported, or, actual money in your bank account. It's going to come. It's coming, I promise. But you have to be able to appreciate all the things that are more abstract and airy for you to feel and see the grounded abundance also. Let's see. Make sure you're looking at the bigger picture as well, and don't get too bogged down on things that move a little bit slowly. Anything that moves slowly is still moving. So don't get too frustrated or upset if you think that things are moving slowly and they're not coming to you. They're still coming to you. You just have to be patient. Patience is always kind of a hard thing for air signs. So being patient, surrendering into the process, and knowing that it's all in divine timing and that it will be even more fruitful than you could imagine as you show that patience is really going to help you on your path also. Hopefully you guys can hear me with my air on. My air just turned on, so give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, so on the next aspect, holding yourself and others accountable for these air signs, holding yourself accountable and others for their actions and emotions also seem to be a big part of your role and of your work under this moon. So if you're feeling called to action on calling people out on things that they need to fix or to do better on or to be accountable for, or even doing that yourself, that is a big part of the air sign role under this full moon. We have a really nice balance with the fire and the water, and then we come with the air, and we're able to express that balance to the people that really are needing it and that kind of need to be woken or shook out of that those paths that aren't serving them. And so we have a lot of that energy to give and a lot of that healing and transmuting energy to provide as well. So allow yourself to be a teacher for those who you feel like you have to kind of shake into awareness, and don't hesitate or resist those impulses, because you are here for that under this full moon. For the air signs, a great mantra under the full moon for you guys is, I release resistance and I release control over my path. So when we release the resistance to our divine timing, and we release the control over our path and open up to that divine timing, we're able to experience more of the abundance that is available to us and feel more in tune with our path and purpose. So we're really, really about that right now, and it's important for us to completely surrender to that. Okie dokie. So my earth signs, my last section of, or my last group of zodiacs to cover, my Virgos, Taurus, and Capricorns. So right now you may be feeling more influenced by your emotions than you're used to. Your actions might be finding new foundations that are coming from deep self-reflection and emotional awareness of what you need most. So this is a kind of an emotional time for my earth signs, and you're feeling kind of yourself breaking apart a little bit almost under the pressure of these emotions. Now, it's super important during this time to love yourself and to be patient with yourself and to be really supportive of yourself, because when we feel those emotions very heavy that we're not used to feeling and they feel like they're breaking us apart, we can feel super depressed and anxious and kind of get into a deep, dark zone in that. But it's not for that reason that we're feeling that. We're not supposed to feel deep and dark from this. We're actually supposed to allow this fluid energy, this watery energy, this emotional energy to overcome us and kind of consume us and teach us how to flow with our foundational earth element, to flow in support for ourselves, in love for ourselves, in boundaries, and setting down foundations and kind of structures to help us interact better with others and ourselves. And so even though it might be hard to feel as intensely as we have in this full moon, it's important to accept and love those feelings and those emotions, and really embrace them and allow them to teach us new ways of being. Courage is really helping us face those truths. So you earth signs, the courage from the Lionsgate portal that was just amplified is really helping you face these truths and spring into corrective action on the parts of your path that have been lacking emotional purpose or emotional response. So in the parts of your life or in your experience lately that you feel like you haven't given any emotional energy or any emotional investment to, it's really important to start pouring some emotions into those spaces where you've lacked or neglected, because when you do that, you're revitalizing those parts of yourself. You're watering the soil of your being. The places that you haven't been emotional or that you haven't given emotional energy to are dried up right now. So it's important to give that energy into the earth and fuel the watering energy and water your soil so that you can feel buoyant and not crack under pressure anymore, and really just move with the new life and energy that you've just activated. So with that, this may bring some deep emotional breakthroughs, so hold on to your hearts, stay connected to your guides, and ask them to keep you safe and keep you peaceful and serene on this path. You are going to have so much healing on the other side of this, so really allow yourself to love and hold onto your heart space and really feel the support, and call on other people that you know that are here to help you and support you and give you that love as well if you're having a hard time giving yourself it. And I promise you, on the other side of this small transition and deep emotional awareness, you will feel so much more empowered and graceful in your emotions than you ever have before. So it's totally worth it. All right, so for the earth signs, a mantra for the full moon is I release insensitivity. I release insensitivity, meaning that you no longer are going to look at your emotional energy as making you sensitive or weak. Instead, your emotions are going to be something that allows you to be sensitive but not weak or not vulnerable. And your insensitivity, releasing that hard shell from your emotions is going to actually bring you a ton of peace and love and light activation. So just surrender to releasing that insensitivity to the moon and feeling yourself really fully emotionally. No more numbing, no more of that hard shell, just becoming open and aware. All right, guys, so that is the live moon reading. I want to end with a couple of questions to help ask yourself and challenge yourself to bring in some new awarenesses with this full moon and fully release all of the things that are necessary for you to amplify new energies on the other side of it. So I'm encouraging you to ask yourself, what do I truly want? Right now, in this moment, with all of these new transformations from all of the Lion's Gate portal energies and all of the eclipse energies, what do I truly want now from all of the wisdoms I've acquired? And really allowing yourself to write that down or soak and bask in the vision of what you truly want. Get as specific as you can and feel into the reality of that. That will help you really center in a strong, focused manifestation for your next moon cycle. Also, what is still here from my past that does not serve me? What are the things that I have been encouraged to let go of, or that I've seen now from all of the wisdoms I've acquired that I need to let go of that isn't serving me from my past, so that I can now open up and allow for more room of my prosperity and my light to enter, and releasing all of the old stuff that doesn't serve me, that's taking up space, that's unnecessary, and keeping me from filling myself up with light. So ask yourself, what is still here from my past that doesn't serve me? And then the last question to ask yourself under the full moon and help you activate this energy is, what emotions are mine and which aren't? With this Pisces moon, we're feeling a lot of that empathic energy. We're feeling sensitive emotionally. So it's important during this time to really make sure you're first identifying what are the emotions that are actually mine, or what are the emotions that I'm feeling from other people, and disconnecting from other people's emotions if you're an empath, or if you're feeling empathic under this moon, and only focusing on your emotions, because that's all really the only work that you're responsible for, is the work of your own emotions, of your own path. So make sure you're only feeling your emotions before you start overgeneralizing all of these energies you may be feeling that aren't yours. All right, guys, I am going to do a quick card reading for you, just to give you a few cards to soak up with all of these new energies. So let me kind of shuffle my cards here. So go ahead and take some deep breaths and allow yourself to ask or intend for an answer to a question for this full moon. If you have a question in mind, you can ask it now. Maybe your guides will answer it with this card. And I'm asking the cards to just give us this general idea of what we can do over the next month to help amplify and activate more of our truth, more of our power, and more of our light energy and purpose. I know a lot of us have been experiencing a lot of galactic and cosmic energy. I've been having a lot of starseed connections and a lot of ET channelings, and that's why I recently started doing my starseed readings and offering them, because the Sirius star system came through during the Lionsgate portal and was very adamant about me offering starseed readings. So I know that we're having a lot of that galactic connections happening also, and cosmic stuff, you know, angelic energies as well, and elemental energies as well, not just ET, but everything outside of the physical that is involved in light in our path is kind of trying to connect with us because of those activations. So open up to those connections and allow yourself to feel what that is and what they're bringing to you message-wise. All right, cards real quick. Divine guidance. They're going to be flipped over because I'm on selfie mode. This is divine guidance for the full moon. So this is saying that everything that we've talked about here is divine. It's coming to you at the right time and the right place. You're getting the messages that you need here, and you're able to connect spiritually with your guides in a more unified way and really, really feel into the full capacity of that connection under this Pisces moon. So allow yourself to activate even more that divine guidance connection within yourself in meditation and in your own readings and in your own journeys with your own self and your own intuitive ability. If you need help with this as well, I offer personal readings. So if you want to dive deeper than you've been able to get in your readings, I'm here to help teach you that, and also to give you direct messages that you might not have been able to tap into yet because you're still practicing. So I'm here for that. All right, next one. Wow. Double whammy, guardian angel. This is saying that you have a lot of angelic beings and beings outside of this physical world that are coming to you during this time and really protecting you, giving you guidance, giving you light, activating new awarenesses in you, and really encouraging you and nudging you in directions to help create new life and new energy within you and on your path to bring you further into your purpose. There's a lot of energies around you nudging you into action over this next week with Mars going direct. And a lot of those impulses to act on things are going to come from not only Mars going direct, but also this unity with your spirit guides and them encouraging you to make the right actions to keep you on your path. So listen, make sure you're listening completely to your guardian angels and really allowing yourself to connect with that and your higher self in this really potent energetic time. All right, last one, great card to end it, new beginnings. With every full moon, we release old patterns, old energy that doesn't serve, and then we open up to new beginnings. So we are now opening up to our new beginnings after this reading, knowing that we have now released the things that we do not want in our path, or that haven't been working for us. And now with this reading, with this activation, with this ritual under the full moon of Pisces, we are opening up to new beginnings and new emotional transference, new emotional expression, new fluidity in our intuitive ability and in our energy, and opening up completely to new experience. So congratulations, we are here, we are on track, we are in a new energy on the other side of these Lionsgate portals and the eclipses. We have made it through. Just enjoy this activation. I'm getting chills right now. It feels so good. I'm connecting with you. I feel you guys' energy so potent, and this month is going to be amazing. It's going to be abundant, it's going to be fluid, and it's going to be peaceful. So let yourself enjoy that. Let's take a nice deep breath together. Exhale to relax. Inhale. Exhale to relax. Next inhale, biggest one yet, thanking our guides, our guardian angels, our spirit for bringing these messages and activating new light and love. And a big exhale to relax as we integrate those messages fully and prepare for our new beginnings and new life. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Readings by Rissa, aka Rissa Vibes. Thank you so much for being on this lovely channel at Indigo Goddess. Please follow me on my channel, my page at Readings by Rissa for daily videos and daily posts. I also have a YouTube channel. If you search Rissa Vibes, you will find me. It has got a ton of information about activating on your spiritual path, all of your potentials and all of your awesome gifts. I am adding more and more to that that channel as well. So if you have any recommendations, please don't hesitate to comment or message me, and I will see you soon. I also offer personal readings, like I said, so please message me if you feel like you need an extra connection. I love you all so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday night. Lay under the full moon, embrace, release all of the things that don't serve, and get ready for an awesome, abundant month. I love you guys. Have a good one.